We are fluent in finance. We are that support that you need. We build trust and fuel growth in our community. We're ready to assist and support you right where you are and across the nation. Contact us at info@naheb.org or call us at 202-854-1820. HFCU, come and let's talk finance.
Well, good evening, viewers. We are so glad to have you tonight. Thank you for joining us in our segment, Catch Up. It's always great to have you learn alongside us about the events that take place in our community. This night, we are privileged to host Dr. Emile Kwe. Dr. Emile Kwe is a founder of the first nationwide black-owned credit union. We are going to learn more about the details pertaining to this credit union because it's important for us to learn about entities that come into our communities and how we may be able to utilize them to grow ourselves as well as to benefit one another. So without further ado, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Emile Kwe. Please say hello to the viewers.
Thank you so much for having me here. I just would like to thank you for the opportunity and thank you viewers for tuning in.
Thank you. So could you tell me a little bit about who is Dr. Emile Kwe?
Dr. Emile Kwe is just a member of our community here in the United States. Just like any other American, we came here with the hope of living the American dream. And I work for a local government here as a data scientist, a biomodel that helped the fire department, anticipate inspections to prevent fire in commercial buildings and to save lives. But more importantly, I'm an active member of the community. I like to know what's going on within our community. I like to be informed and look for ways to improve lives in our community. So that's who I am, and I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we've heard about, or we've heard of the proposed Hebrew Credit Union. Could you tell us a little bit about what that is?
The proposed Federal Credit Union is going to be a financial institution here in the United States. The difference with other credit unions is that it's 100% owned by us, controlled by us. When I say us, I mean people who are usually referred to as blacks or African American or Afro-Latino or Afro anything. Because we realize that nationwide, we don't have a financial institution, be it a credit union or a bank. We don't have access to those funds, to the type of funds that other communities have. So it became important for us to put in place a nationwide financial institution. So it's going to be giving out loans to entrepreneurs, refinancing cars for those members of the community who have a car loan, as well as refinancing houses, or even giving them the opportunity to buy a new car or buy a new house at the lowest interest rate compared to banks.
All right. So you've spoken about bank, the opportunities that community members may be able to tap into once this credit union comes into our community. Now, the biggest question right now is, where is the proposed Hebrews Federal Credit Union? Which, when I ask about where, I mean which states has the Federal Credit Union actually been taken initiatives or manifested its presence at this point?
We are in over 40 states organizing because establishing a credit union takes multiple steps. It can go from 3 years to 6 years to even 15 years to establish a credit union because it takes time, a lot of back and forth. But we have gone through all the necessary stages. At this point, we are currently looking for a physical location that will be hosting our first branch in the city of Dallas. Now, as we launch in Dallas, it does not mean other states will not have access. So it will be live everywhere. We have members in the United States. So those who don't yet have access to a physical branch should be able to do online banking or mobile banking. They should still be able to complete their transaction, debit, credit, sign up for direct deposit, get their paycheck there. But at this point, as soon as we have the physical location, we will finalize that and submit the final steps to the NCUA. I believe at that point, they will come and inspect the location to make sure that it is safe and sound to conduct business, to protect the funds of our members, as well as to make sure that we are ready to receive the charter.
Awesome. So for somebody who is seated here in Massachusetts, listening to our conversation tonight, could you walk us through the processes that have led to the creation of this entity in the United States? Briefly.
Actually, you can see them directly online at ncua.gov. Those are acronyms for National Credit Union Administration. That's the federal agency that gives the license or the insurance to back up any credit union in the United States, especially the federal credit unions. You have state level credit union, but we opted for a federal charter because we didn't want to replicate the same thing in every new state. So as soon as we have the charter, our members in Massachusetts, because we already have a good number of people in Massachusetts, they, just as in other states, including Alaska, Michigan, New York, and you can name all the 40 states, they should just be able to go online to our credit union page, open an account directly. They should be able to download an app on their phone and conduct business as they would normally do with any other bank or any other credit union in the United States. So we have pushed for a federal charter. That way, as soon as it is launched in one location, all our members across the United States should be able to have access to our services. The only difference will be having a physical branch or an ATM. That's why at this point, we are encouraging everybody in Massachusetts, for example, for your viewers, to go to our webpage, naheb.net, and go to the credit union page and complete a survey. It's a free survey that will only tell us that we have this number of people in Boston or in any other city in the state of Massachusetts. So based on those, the data that we'll be collecting from your members, we will determine whether Boston is suitable for either a physical branch or an ATM. So again, the survey is there. Just go online and complete the survey for free. naheb.net. It's a free survey.
All right. So what I'm hearing is the relevance of those who are interested in engaging with this bank, being mindful that it is critical for the bank's presence to be manifested in our local communities or local communities. It's important that they register. And because that data is going to play in, especially when you're trying to figure out where to locate either an office or ATMs, right?
That is absolutely correct, because we cannot just come to Massachusetts and just put a branch there. We don't know where our constituents are, but we don't know where our members are. We would like to know where our members are, those who are interested to come to our physical location or just an ATM. So it is important that they complete the survey to tell us where they live. The survey does not collect, social security. It's just the name and the location.
Awesome.
Where they live, indicate the city. It could be Boston, it could be Chelsea, it could be anywhere. We gather those information. Our data analytics or business intelligence department will gather that and determine this location is suitable for a physical branch, or maybe in this location we only have about 200 or 300 people, we'll put an ATM, the full service ATM at that location.
Awesome. So the other question, now that we've spoken about the entity itself, as you understand our community, when I say community, is the Black community. There are a lot of challenges, challenges pertaining to how we engage institutions to support our businesses, how we engage these institutions, banking institutions, to do financial planning, financial progression in a lot of ways. You talked about purchasing cars, you talked about owning homes. Because a lot of the Black community are facing a lot of financial challenges, our credit scores are not working well. So how can somebody count on NAHEB as a credit union to address this specific area?
The good thing about the proposed Hebrews Federal Credit Union is that it is owned by our community. When I say community, I know people will say the Black community. The reason why we don't use Black is because Black is simply the English word for Negro. And these are labels that were, put, and we don't use those. But to say that we call it the Hebrews Federal Credit Union is simply because we want to make sure that we stay away from negative labels. Mm-hmm. You go to a bank, they are like, oh, that's a Black person coming, usually associated with crime, usually associated with negativity and everything. But to go back to your question, we own this credit union, and we will not treat our members based on their past mistakes. Because, someone can have a job today, but his credit score is 300. He has a job. He has been able to, get back to his feet, and he's been working for a year, and he needs a car. We will make sure that we give him or her the loan that he deserves at the interest. We will not be focusing too much on the credit score. We will be focusing on the ability of the person to repay the loan. You can have an 850 credit score, but if you don't have a job or you don't have income, should we just give you a loan just because you have an 850 credit score? No, that's not what we'll be focusing on. So the credit score is going to be taken into consideration, but the approval of the loan to our members will not be based solely on the credit score. We'll be looking into the ability of the person to repay the loan, and that ability focuses nearly 90% on the job, on the revenues of that person. Does the person make money? Does he or she have income on a monthly basis? So we want to reassure our members that no matter how low or terrible your credit score will be, because this credit union is owned by us, we will make the decision. We are brothers and sisters. We are members of the same community, whether you call yourself African American, Afro Latino, Afro anything. We want to reassure you that this credit union is ours. We are not asking permission from any person to give loans to our members. As long as you are able to pay the loan, we will give you the amount that you deserve. Let's assume that you make $10 an hour. You want to buy a $50,000 car. We are not predators. We are not going to just give you $50,000 car hoping for you to fail so we can repossess the car. We have people in the team who will be teaching some financial literacy for free. They will educate you and say, hey, based on your income, rather than buying a $50,000 car, it is better for you to have a $7,000 car or a $5,000 car that you can repay quickly, get to a better position, save some money, and then you can improve your ability to get a higher loan. But we will make sure that you still qualify for a loan.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, there are also questions that have come my way when I shared about the news of you coming on air. Some indicated concerns of, okay, how do we access the bank, and also, which you've hinted to, because all that requires is community members registering and being able to utilize this as an online entity. But there are others who are concerned of the safety the safety measures that come with the operation online, or engaging entities of this nature online? How do you, what strides are you taking to address that at this point?
Let's look at those are very valid questions. Look at the current situation, the COVID-19. Banks have closed. Banks were closed for a certain period of time. People could not go to the bank. That is when technology come into. We are in making sure that we will be making sure that we invest in the best technology to guarantee and to protect the funds of our members. And by the way, the reason why we are waiting for the NCUA to give us the charter is because once the NCUA gives us that charter, every individual deposit will be insured to a minimum of $250,000. So that means if you are conducting your business online and someone hacks into your account or does something fishy, just as the NCUA would step in and will have federal agencies stepping in for any fraudulent transaction, they would step in for our credit union. So our credit union is not going to be different from any other credit union. The best thing about our credit union is that we own it, but it's also insured by the same federal agency that insures every other credit union. So with regards to safety, we are currently, as we are looking for a physical location to start, we are also looking into vendors that will make sure that we have security when you are conducting your business, whether you are making a deposit from your phone, whether you are just sending money using Zelle or any other method from your computer or from your cell phone. So we are putting all those security measures in place to make sure that no penny gets missing from our own financial institution.
Awesome. Thank you. Just for clarity, I know you mentioned about the opening up of the location in the first location. Could you kindly remind us where that is and when is this scheduled to take place? What should we expect?
At this point, it's on us. That means we have gone through the steps. If you go online again, ncua.gov or mycreditunion.gov, you will see those steps. Where we are, as soon as we find the location, we will move on with the lease and get everything. So the ball is on our account. We are currently looking for that location here in Dallas. Even the people in Boston can say, what does it take for us to have a physical branch in Boston or anywhere in Massachusetts? We just need about 3,000 people to complete a free survey. There's no money. You don't make any deposit until the credit union starts. So don't be concerned about any money at this time. There's just no money involved with regards to the credit union. Complete the survey. So here in Dallas, I believe Illinois, we have 3 states that really came out very strong. You have Illinois, you have Texas, and you have Florida. I believe Georgia is also picking up. So we can launch simultaneously with 4 different branches depending on where we have these people. But I can tell you that it's a single credit union that just has multiple branches or that plans to have even more branches across the United States. So as we launch, we'll launch in a single location, but in every other location, there will be access to the same services and products. The difference is you will not be able to have a branch except we have sufficient number of people who will have completed the survey. And the website of the survey is naheb.net. You go to the credit union page and just complete the survey. It doesn't take 2 minutes. If you are very slow, it can take up to 5 minutes, but it's set up and designed by experts within our team that made sure that it's very simple to understand and simple to answer questions.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, there are a few members who are watching and enjoying the program just like we are, who could be interested in knowing how else can somebody be involved with the Hebrew Credit Union, because a lot of them are asking, okay, this is a very interesting entity. I'd love to be part of it. What are some of the ways that community members can be engaged and be that can utilize to actually be part of this?
I can state it ahead of time, stated that there are 3 different ways at this time. The very simple way is just to complete the survey and say, I don't have much time, I'm a very busy person, I travel a lot, I really can't even reach out to any single person. Just by completing the survey, you have already supported the establishment of this financial institution. Someone else can say, listen, I don't just want to be a customer in a credit union, because we also have bank account. We also have accounts with some credit unions. But do you know how much dividends we receive? Maybe 25 cents or 5 cents or even $3 here and there, because we are members, customers. So we also give the opportunity to every single person to be a member customer, just as you are a member customer in any other credit union. So you will receive the same benefits, maybe even more from us, because you belong to this credit union. So that's the second way of joining the credit union. The third way is the option that usually doesn't get given to us. We are not given that opportunity in other credit unions, is to become a shareholder. That means when the credit union will open, let's say in Massachusetts or anywhere in Boston or in Dallas, you will sit on the board of the credit union. You will join, for example, the credit committee. The credit committee is a committee that reviews loans from the community. When people come and say, our members come and say, I need a loan, a car loan, 5,000 or 20,000 or 50,000. I need a business loan of $200,000. The credit committee members are those who will sit back and review the loan, review all the paperwork, and approve the loan as well as the interest rate. So if you want to belong to any of these committees, whether it's a credit committee or loan committee or accounting or finance, that means you will become a shareholder. At that point, we have given the opportunity to every single member of our community to pay an entrance fee of $1,000. That $1,000 goes towards the establishment of the credit union in your community, in your city. It goes towards the operations and everything. That means you become a risk taker like all of us. When we make profit, we collectively share the profit. If we don't make profit, we collectively wait until we start making profit and start distributing. And the good thing about the $1,000 entrance fee is completely optional. We are not, asking for members to necessarily join us as taker or shareholders. We are just saying, feel free. If you want to take a risk of $1,000, you take a risk. It gives you ownership. There's the difference between having money, making money, and building wealth. When you pay that $1,000 entrance fee, for the life of the credit union, you will be receiving dividend even 50 generations or 500 generations after you are gone. That's building wealth. Look, for example, at other banks. I don't want to call them here since I'm not advertising those banks. The owners of those banks, you will see some of these banks have been there since 1800. The children of the people who set up those banks are still making money today. They don't even have to work, because when you issue loans, when banks issue loans, they make a lot of profit. Based on the projection, I don't know if I'm a little bit ahead of myself here, if you plan to ask that question, by the time we issue, just say $20,000, $100,000 mortgage loan or home loan to 20,000 people in Texas, 20,000 people in Michigan, 20,000 people in Massachusetts, just 20,000 people across 50 states. That means we will have given a $100,000 loan to 1 million people. In that, from that projection, $100,000 loan to 1 million people is $100 billion of loan, just from the mortgages. Now, when you look at it, for the next 30 years, it's guaranteed that our revenues will be consistent with $100 billion revenue. If you divide that money by 30 years, it means every single year, as long as we are paying those loans, because the houses will be very affordable, we will be having revenue of $3.33 billion revenue. This is the type of money that big banks and other credit unions are already making. So by the time they give you 25 cents as dividends, they make the most of the money. So as soon as our credit union starts making money and just issue loans to 20,000 people per state, over 50 states, every single year, just from the home loans, we'll be making $3.33 billion of revenue. Now, after all expenses, those who have taken the risk of putting in $1,000, they will receive a share of this $3.33 $3.33 billion revenue, because after expenses, there's we project that based on the number of people who have already taken the risk. I think it's about 1,634. I haven't checked the recent statistics. Can you imagine after that, we will be receiving no less than $1,000 every single month of revenue, of just residual income. And it is for life. And when we start investing into commodity, into car loans and business loan, every single month, we most likely, all of us, all those who have taken the risk by paying the $1,000, would not be making less than $5,000 of residual income. And it would just keep growing and growing. That's the beauty of this credit union. The final way of joining is joining us within NAHIB. We have an organization that is launching the credit union. So this is not becoming directly a member of the credit union, it's becoming the member of those who are launching the credit union. We are going to give you that opportunity for free, because all you will be doing is donating your time. That is only by referral. No matter how much money you pay, we cannot give you that opportunity, because that's the brain behind everything. So, as I said earlier, the first level, complete the survey. You don't have time, you don't do anything. Second level, you complete the survey, you indicate whether you want to become a voting member. In the organization, you will have to pay the $1,000. And then finally, you also can complete after completing the survey, you said, hey, I want to be part of the brain behind everything. You can pay the $1,000, but we will not give you the opportunity to join the brain behind the organization. To join the brain behind the organization, to join the brain behind the organization that's launching the credit union, you have to take an oath of office. You can join it today by sending us a message to 202-854-1822. Again, 202-854-1822, or you can send us an email at info@nahib.org. Just indicate that you would like to join the founders of the credit union. It is completely free, but you will have to take an oath of office. We'll send you all the paperwork and let you know if you are qualified to join us. It's completely free to join us in any state or in any city.
Awesome. Thank you for that very in-depth explanation. And just so you know, we are just having a conversation, because I do not want to guide the conversation. I do not know the wealth of information you may have for my community, for our community. And so that's why I want you to be able to share as much as you're able to. Now I have one of the viewers, an ardent viewer of AITV, just sent a question. And Judy is asking, but what is the safety net for the credit union if not using credit scores? How do you plan to do that? She's concerned that there could be issues with the safety net if the NAHIB is not going to utilize credit scores. How do you respond to this?
I would like to say that we will still check your credit to make sure that we go, because it's part of the compliance of the NCA to check your credit. Now, let's assume that we have this customer A. He or she comes to the bank, he wants to buy just a $10,000 car. The credit score is 850. For the past 1 year, he has no job. No job, absolutely no job, and currently he has no income. The credit score is 850. Then you have customer member A or member B who has been working for the past 1 year, but 5 years ago, he or she, messed up the credit. But for the past 2 years or 1 year, he or she has been working consistently, making some money. Let's just say $20 an hour, or $2,000 a month. And she also needs $10,000 car loan. Do we give the car loan to someone who has 850 who cannot pay? Or do we give the car loan to someone who only have just 350 credit score due to his past mistakes, but for the past 2 years, he or she has been consistently building back the credit. So this is not something that we do based on friendship or based on how you look like. No, we will be treating all our members with respect, but we are looking into the ability of the person. So we do have experts, we have CPAs, we have professionals, people who have experience in credit union management and administration, all the way to to being president of a credit union. They are joining us to making sure that we look into all the metrics that need to be taken into consideration before taking a loan. Now, the credit score is something that is very disadvantageous to members of our community because we don't know who set it up. And as you can see, we don't really own that much. Based on statistics that we have run, we are most likely to be charged higher interest rate on cars or mortgages on any type of loan. But from our credit union standpoint, we will make sure that we focus on the metrics that, those metrics are fair to our members, and we give them the loans that are not predatory. Predatory in the sense that we don't set them up to fail. We set them up to be successful because these are our members, and our credit union being the first nationwide would be very, very scrutinized. So we will make sure that we comply with all NC regulations, but we make sure that we give the loans to those who qualify and who have the ability to pay. So that's our safety net, is making sure that the person can repay the loan, not the credit score.
Awesome. Yes, thank you so much. Now, one of the issues that actually I've personally realized is very critical in our communities is the aspect of financial literacy. I know you alluded to it previously. A lot of people are not educated on the dangers of credit. A lot of people are not educated on the aspect of how relevant it is for somebody to manage and maintain a great credit score. What measures have you put in place to do the education prior to individuals becoming engaged, and how do you intend to address that and keep it going?
Currently, as I'm speaking to you, within the team of NAHIP, we're already putting in place a team of people that have that background as professors or lecturers in different universities and higher education with experience in banking and economics and different fields. We recently offered to our leaders on leadership, and we are also preparing many courses that will be offered free of charge to members of the community, focusing on just management. Why should you rent? The difference between renting and buying a house. What type of loan you should be looking for. When you are making this amount of money, what car loan, what is the amount of the car loan that you should be looking for to be safe? So we are preparing a lot of information because it took us 15 years to understand our community. We are not just launching a bank to make money. We are launching a bank that's there to empower the entire community, to educate people. I said earlier that let's assume that someone who is very young, very dynamic, he or she, comes to the organization and say, hey, I'm making this amount of money. I can pay for a $15,000 car loan. But we will sit the person down. We will be offering these classes for free and sit him down, he or she down, and say, listen, it's good. You can afford a $15,000 car loan, but how much will you be saving on a monthly basis? So by teaching our members that even though you can afford a $15,000 car loan at this age, you need to start thinking about, finishing your school, maybe saving some money and buying your house, having a good deposit for your house, investing in stocks, investing in different commodities. How about you just buy a good car that can drive you from home to work and from work to home for $5,000? The extra $10,000 you save it and invest in commodities, because we plan on opening different businesses, grocery stores and restaurants, and investing in different commodities. So those classes will be there to educate our people, our not to say our people, the American people, but to educate our members, because this credit union is specific to our members. We will be educating them to build wealth. So we are no longer setback or the least to be considered when it comes to investment. And to push it, the analysis a little bit further, because we come from different backgrounds, Muslim, Christian, within Nahib, we have Muslim and Christian, we have Buddhist, we have people from different religion. This is not a religious group. We have people from Nigeria, Congo, in fact, from Africa, as it is called, from the Caribbean, from Latin America. We have people from Brazil and Mexico. We have people from the United States. By coming together, we sit back and study what's going on, what are the different opportunities that are out there. So by doing so, we reassure everybody that as we collectively work together, we can learn from other people's mistakes and develop a course that will be taught to our various members to avoid making those mistakes. So that way, they are financially equipped from the literature standpoint, as well as equipped from the ability to make a sound, data-driven decision to build wealth, not just to earn some money.
Awesome. Thank you. So as a New Englander, I think we could wrap up with this, and perhaps I'll ask you to send a message to those in Massachusetts where we are based. But as a New Englander, we are excited for this, and we'd like to know what are some of the states close by that are actually involved with NAHEB, and how do you guide us to get to the leaderships of these organizations to see how we may be able to participate in whichever way we can?
What I can say is go online, complete a free survey, NAHEB, go to the credit union page, complete a free survey, send a text to 202-854-1820. When you send that text, include your first and last name, your city, and your state. We will make sure that we have someone from that city or that state reach out to you one-on-one. This is about really getting closer to the community, or having the community come to us. We are not waiting for the community to come to us. We are going to the community. So by sending a text to 202-854-1820, we will respond to you, redirecting you to your city or your state board current on NAHI. We want to give the opportunity to every single person, even if you can only maintain a Facebook page, or if you can gather some information, if you can reach out to churches. We have different positions within our organization, the brain behind it, but to join it, you have to take an oath of office that you will serve with integrity, with commitment, and with loyalty, because this organization is not set up to fail. This is not just another diaspora group or another quote-unquote black institution. We are not a political movement. We are there to make sure that we inspire the community to build wealth and work together, irrespective of our differences, irrespective of our religious practices, or irrespective of anything that was set there to keep us apart. But we are focusing on the commonality, what is common to all of us. When other community members look at us, what do they see? They see quote-unquote blacks. So, and as a reminder, we are not organizing this to prove a point to any person. We are not organizing this to go against any other community. We organize this because we realize that what other communities are doing is great for them. For example, it's not racism for any bank not to give you loans. It's the primary objective of any community to make sure that their members are safer and they are well, equipped to be successful in the business realm. So it's up to us, quote unquote blacks. And as I said earlier, we don't use black because black is just the English word for Negro. It's up to us, the Hebrews, to make sure that we have institutions in place that give the same opportunities to our members as other banks or other businesses give to their community.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kue. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to have this chat with you, and I look forward to having you. I hope you'll have some time to come and join us in the near future, and be able to engage with the community. I know that they've heard you loud and clear, and once there is presence of whatever initiatives in Massachusetts, we'd be more than happy to have you. Lastly, any message to the community? I know the TV tries to serve the diaspora community, and we are national. So we also have people who are outside the US that are watching. But specifically, you may speak to those in the United States. Any message for them?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to say I will be honored to meet you there in Massachusetts or New England there in Massachusetts. The message I can give to all our your viewers and my viewers as well, those who connected, members of our community, whether they are here in the United States or in Europe or in Asia or in Africa as it is called, it's a message of unity. By saying I'm Nigerian, I'm Congolese, I'm Senegalese, I'm Kenyan, I'm Ugandan, those names were set up to make us fail. We are a single community. We've got to start treating each other with respect, with love and kindness, because in the eyes of everybody, there's no such thing as Ugandan or Kenyan or Ethiopian or Tanzanian. They see all of us as being quote unquote black. So it's time for us to unite and work together, look for opportunities. If Uganda can export avocado and Kenya can export tea and so on and so forth, let's see how we can develop trade. And as this bank is being established, we want to set ourselves as the financial institution, the go-to financial institution that will invest in every commodity in all these different countries to make sure that we facilitate trade and help our people come together and end the different wars that have, been fought based on the perception that we are different. So my message is message of love and unity within our community, and that we should know who we are. We are not blacks, we are not Negroes, we are not even Africans, because it was given around 246 BC by Roman. Go and research that. We need to know who we are and know that we are one people. We don't speak Nigerian, we don't speak Kenyan, we don't speak Congolese, but we speak different languages, but we are one people. So let's come together and support this credit union for those who are in the diaspora. Let's come together and make sure that we work in unity to offer a better future to our children. Once again, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about the credit union to the viewers and who will tune in today or in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that was a pleasure. And to the viewers, thank you so much for joining us for our usual moment here on AITV Catch Up. It is a pleasure to always have you, and we look forward to having you here with us next Saturday. As always, look forward to watching or joining us on Catch Up every Saturday, 3 p.m. My name, as always, Rogers Mianja. Thanks to the cameraman, thanks to the producer, and thanks to everyone who has been part of this. Much appreciated, and have a great evening.
Hebrew Federal Credit Union, the first of its kind in our community. Set up to support and grow your business and finance. HFCU, we understand the language of finance. We are fluent in finance. We are that support that you need. We build trust and fuel growth in our community. We're ready to assist and support you right where you are and across the nation. Contact us at info@naheb.org or call us at 202-854-1820. HFCU, come and let's talk finance.